Okay, so we have an equation here that says we need to solve for x. So the form that it's in currently, it's solved for y, meaning that y is isolated by itself on one side of the equal sign. So when we're done with this problem, we want to have x isolated by itself on one side of the equal sign. So to kind of help organize the process that we're going to use going through this problem, the first step that we'll do is to simplify. And then we'll move some terms around. Then we'll factor the greatest common factor out of those terms, and then finally we will divide, and this process should bring us should result in us being able to solve this equation for x. So the first thing that I want to do is I'm going to rewrite this over here to give me a little bit more space. Y over 1 equal to 2x minus 9 over 5x plus 7. And because I put a 1 underneath it, it does not change the value of this left side of the equation. But I do that so I can point out that we want everything on one line. So what I'm going to do is to cross multiply the top of the numerator of the left fraction multiplied by the denominator of the right fraction, or the fraction on the right side of the equal sign. The result of that would give me, let's see, y times the quantity 5x plus 7. And then I'll do the same thing again, where I take the numerator of the right fraction, the fraction on the right side of the equal sign, and multiply it by the denominator on the left side. And let's see, that would be equal to just 1 times quantity 2x minus 9. So now here's where we go through this sort of checklist, if you will. So the first thing that we want to do is simplify things. So I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to be distributing this y to each term on the inside of this parentheses. So I end up with 5xy plus 7y. And when I do the same thing on the right side, 1 times this quantity just gives me 2x minus 9. Okay. So in this case, what I've done is I've just simplified. I've completed that part. Next, I'm going to move some terms around. So I want to move, I want to make sure that all of the terms that have an x are on the same side. So in this case, 5xy and the 2x, I want to put them on the same side. So what I'll do is I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. All right. And I can do this over here. And then I want to move this term that does not have an x away from to the opposite side. So in this case, I would subtract 7y from both sides. All right. So let's see. There's a lot going on. First, these will cancel out, and these will cancel out. And the result, and I'm going to write these in this order here, 5xy minus 2x is equal to, and I'll write negative 7y minus 9. Okay, so I just put this term with the y in front of it, in front here first. So now we just completed the move step. Okay, so now that we have all of our terms that have the same variable, that have a variable x in it on the same side, we can factor. So I end up with x, factoring an x out of both terms, and what's remaining is 5y minus 2, okay, equal to, and there's nothing over here on the right side that we can factor out, so I have negative 7y minus 9. Okay, so I've just taken care of the factor step. Then next, we will divide both sides by 5y minus 2. Okay, and the result of this, you know, these are going to cancel out, and the results of this will be x is equal to let's see, negative 7y minus 9 over 5y minus 2. Okay, so this is one way that you can write this problem. If I was to multiply, make it a little cleaner, I guess, if I was to multiply this right side by a, let's see, negative 1 over negative 1, then the result of this would give me, I would also get, let's see, x is equal to 7y plus 9 over negative 5y plus 2. Either one of these answers would be, these are basically the same answers here. Okay, so you have one answer here, and then you have another answer here. Okay, so, and that's how, and you can see that now our problem now is solved in terms of x, because we have x all by itself on one side of the equal sign.